China bans Aussie timber. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to look at a few articles from the ABC discussing China, well, restricting imports of more Australian goods. And right now it is timber. And if we jump here, before we go through this, let's just look at a little bit of a snapshot at the timber industry here in Australia. Now, Australia's forest industry. We can see here, these are stats from 1718. So we've got 28.1 million hectares of native forests and 1.9 million hectares of plantations. We harvest 4 million cubic meters from native forest and 29 million cubic meters from plantation. So forestry and logging is a $4.9 billion industry, where wood product and paper manufacturing is a $23.9 billion industry. So contribution to the Australian economy, 0.5% of GDP, so $9.2 billion. And let's compare that to another big sector. Well, you know, everyone's favorite, tourism, is about $60.8 billion. So, you know, it's still a big section of the economy, and a very important one. I mean, timber is the ultimate renewable resource. As an architect, I love using it on projects. It's literally captured sunlight. It's so cool if you think of it like that. So it creates 52,000 jobs, 0.5% of all jobs, $5.6 billion in imports and 3.6 in exports, and we're the 8th largest exporter of logs in the world in volume. And we're trading with China and, you know, a few other countries around there. But China, we'll have a look at who the biggest exporters are. If we jump over here, we'll jump over here to see. And you can see here, this is the Australian exports we've got. Fuel wood is the biggest. It's the biggest amount of wood that we export, and 57% of that is going to China, and then to Japan, and then Chinese Taipei, and we can see here Indonesia. If we got rough wood, once it updates, you can see as well that the majority of it is, again, 93.2% is going to China. And sawnwood, that's where it's a little bit more. You know, you've got Malaysia is number 1, then Chinese Taipei is number 2, and then you've got New Zealand is right up there, 5.98% after China, which I'm not surprised, because you get, you know, we get a lot of products that I buy, or a lot of timber I buy is processed in New Zealand. It's crazy. You send it over, comes back. I mean, that's just the world that we have. If we look at rough wood here as a product, it's, well, where is it? Its product's complexity is 941st first in the world out of 1018. It's not that complex a product. Now, this is something that I dwell on again and again in videos, is to do with the complexity of Australia's economy. Now, sure, we're a first world advanced nation, but what we manufacture and export is not that complex or advanced. In many ways, we're still a colonial nation. Then we have fuel wood, and that is more complex, 562, but you can see we're one of the bigger exporters of fuel wood. We're the 3rd biggest after Vietnam and the United States. We can see here, well, we can't see it here where it's going, but you can see where it's going here. There you go. I mean, that's what you have to think about for all those biomass plants. They're shipping fuel, timber around the world to burn. I mean, the embodied energy and environmental implications of that, question the benefits that you could get from it. But anyway, that's given us a bit of an overview of that sector. So let's have a look at this article. China suspends Australian timber imports from New South Wales and Western Australia. So China has suspended imports of timber from New South Wales and Western Australia after local customs officers found pests in cargoes from those states, the General Administration of Customs said late on Wednesday. Local customs authorities must further strengthen inspections on timber imports from Australia and return any cargoes found with pests, the administration office said in a statement on Wednesday. The ban, effective from Wednesday, came after China suspended timber shipments from Australian states including Victoria and Queensland, Tasmania and South Australia. So pretty much, was there anywhere left? When China announced its earlier decision to ban timber exports from South Australia and Tasmania, it cited a similar pest problem. claiming it put the ban in place to prevent the pests entering China and to protect our country's forestry and ecological safety. I mean, isn't Australia the isolated country that has to keep all the pests from the rest of the world coming here? I mean, that's the funny way that it is, isn't it? Relations between Canberra and Beijing are being strained, with the federal government referring China to the World Trade Organization over the tariffs on Australian barley, while restrictions have also been placed on coal, wine, meat and cotton. It was the first time Australia has referred China to the independent umpire over an agricultural commodity. I mean, here's the thing, this is going to take years, it's not going to be resolved, it's not going to be an easy thing, it's going to have implications, it's not just a magic switch, and we're going to feel the economic impacts of it. The people whose jobs are dependent on this industry are going to feel the economic impacts, everyone. That's just the way it goes. The WTO confirmed on Monday the launch of trade dispute consultations following the complaint filed by Australia. Earlier this month, Trade Minister Simon Birmingham said the government would consider taking further action with the WTO if solutions on other goods could not be reached. We have a series of different actions which China has taken during the course of the year, and each come with slightly different criteria for how you might respond at the WTO, he said. The application of pressure on markets in the Chinese system, whereby businesses within China are state-owned enterprises being discouraged from purchasing Australian goods, is one. That is a harder point to prove, and that's the issue that we have there. And this is followed up by Victorian timber log experts blocked from entering China due to bark beetle. And if we scroll down here, the key points. Chinese customs notified Australian officials about the ban yesterday. It is understood a bug was detected in almost 30 consignments to China. The Australian Forest Products Association is working with officials to sort out the issues. And if we scroll down here, you can see here is the bug that they're concerned about it. And of course, they're blaming it on political tensions, everyone. And we've seen similar things in coal, we've seen similar things in lobsters, we've seen similar things in many products, in wheat and barley and all of these other things being affected. And if we just jump over here, we'll jump over to the Observatory of Economic Complexity, everyone, and we'll bring up this is Australia, everyone. Our complexity is not very high. We're 73rd out of 137th in the world. We've got a pretty low level of complexity. These are the products that we're exporting. A large proportion of them are going to China. That's the issue. China has the capacity to have a dramatic impact on our export economy with these restrictions, with these import issues. And this is a situation that many have been warning about for some time. If you're getting into a dependent relationship with a country that can have a level of control over its industry that is not comparable to ours, is that a concern? Well, there we have it, everyone. Another industry that is at risk and that may get hit. There are going to be people that will feel the consequences of this. Do you know anyone who's working in the timber industry? What do you reckon? As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.